What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for February 2nd. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to these sim results as we get closer to lock. And finally, let me know in the comments section who are your favorite options for tonight's slate. We're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Evan Fournier, Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, Gary Trent, and Cole Anthony on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites, my top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up, number 5, I'm going to Kemba Walker. Now, he's 5,700 point guard eligibility, projected for 34. He's in the optimal lineup 31% of the time. We know the minutes are going to be mildly limited. I'm giving him 29, and at that point, I think he's a good value. 29% usage, so 1.18 fantasy point per minute guy, because they're taking on Golden State, and this is a huge pace up spot for the Celtics. They're gaining 3 possessions above their normal averages. That's pretty important. That's an extra fantasy point for Walker. So, while I think he hits his goal only 17% of the time, the $5,700 price tag works, and I think that he could probably go a little bit harder in his limited run. 29 minutes seems about right. I'm not sure they're going to really let him rip, but I think that's okay. It's too good of a value right now at a mid-tier price tag. Next up, number 4, we're going to Enes Kanter. Center eligibility, 7K, projected for just short of 40 fantasy points. He's in the optimal lineup 32% of the time. We're talking 30 minutes, 21% usage. 16 points, 13.5 boards, 2.5 assists, 2 stocks. This is a fantastic pace up spot. If you thought the Golden State one for Kemba was good, this one's even better. The Trailblazers are going to gain 4 possessions over their average taking on the Wizards. That takes Kanter from a 1.2 fantasy point per minute guy to a 1.33 fantasy point per minute guy. You don't want to turn your back on a boost like that. I love targeting the Blazers. That's why you see Gary Trent on this list as well. Love getting to Portland. Love getting to Enes Kanter, the number 4 contender. And I'm not done in Portland. Number 3, Damian Lillard, point guard eligibility, 10,200, projected for 53. He's in the optimal lineup 34% of the time, and everything that I just said about Kanter rings true here. That pace up spot is massive. We're giving Lillard 38 points, 32% usage, projected for 31 real points, 10 assists, and 5 boards. That is mind-boggling. 31, 10, and 5 is just his baseline for today. I've got him as a 1.4 fantasy point per minute guy. It's not like there's going to be any defense coming from Russell Westbrook on the opposite side of this one. Every single box that's for Damian Lillard is getting checked off today. He's only the number 3 guy just because he's 10,200, but you need to have Damian Lillard in your lineups tonight without question. Now, I know I like Kanter, but he's not the only center that's legit. 8,800 Nikola Vucevic, projected for just short of 50. The goal is only 53. He's in the optimal lineup 40% of the time. Both he and Kanter make it up 72% of all the center exposure, as far as I'm concerned. 35 minutes, 32% usage, 26, 11.5, and 4 as a baseline projection. That is insane. Now, he doesn't even have the benefit of an awesome matchup. He's taken on Toronto. It's pace neutral, but we know no Markelle Fultz, and now no Aaron Gordon. Vuce is going to have to do everything. Usage bump, assist bump, rebounding bump. He's a 1.42 fantasy point per minute guy in this game. I love Kanter. I love Vuce. These 2 guys are going to make up the large majority of my center exposure. Now, before we get to number 1, one last reminder, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live, and follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. You don't want to miss the updates to these sims. Keep your eyes peeled for around 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight. And finally, the number 1 contender, it's got to be Jeremy Grant. Now, I know, I recommend Jeremy Grant a lot. I've been very heavy on him this year. This one's a little different. Small forward eligibility, which we know we like. Small forward, difficult to fill, generally speaking. He's 6,800. 2 games ago, Jeremy Grant was 8,400. His role hasn't changed. I still have him in for 35 minutes, 28% usage, 23 points, 5.5 boards, 3 assists, 2 stocks. It's a terrible matchup against Utah. Pace down spot where they lose 2.5 possessions. But we're talking about a guy that's still like a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy. And he's significantly cheaper than he just was. This price isn't staying at 6,800. It's going to go back up. This price tag is fully broken. He's my number 1 guy I expect him to be my most exposed player on the slate. I just can't get away from Jeremy Grant if he's priced at a sub 7K price tag. There's too much value here, and it doesn't matter if you're going stars and scrubs or a value build. If value opens up later in the day, nothing's going to change. Jeremy Grant is going to be a top contender no matter what. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Tuesday, February 2nd. I'm on the strategy show this morning, so check that out, but no live before lock. So I will be back again tomorrow morning with another edition of the Contenders. Good luck tonight, everybody.